Joe Biden is doing exactly what we all expected him to do in lefty media world. The Associated Press says President-elect Joe Biden is expected to take a historic step and select a woman to head the Pentagon for the first time. U.S. officials and political insiders regard Michelle Flournoy as a top choice for the job. We also have Stars and Stripes. They say the following: Biden taps transgender veteran to join Department of Defense transition team. They've become the meme of the corporate Democrats. There's one that just went viral, which is amazing. It's two fighter jets, both bombing. One of them says Republican, the other one says Democrat, and the Democrat one has Black Lives Matter on it, and Yes We Can, and an LGBTQ pride flag. And it's like, yeah, that is kind of the difference, because both parties do agree with imperialism. Granted, you have differing degrees as to just how hawkish they are from administration to administration, but as a general rule, you have to buy into the myth of American exceptionalism and imperialism. So that's one of them, and the other one is, the very famous drone strikes happening in the background, and somebody says something along the lines of, I hear a woman will be sending the next ones, and the response is, boy, that sure does make you feel like a part of history, doesn't it? So the Democrats are now becoming the memes in real life. They really are. And you'll find what somebody really believes if you look at the things that they consider off the table. And to the elected Democrats, what's off the table is we're the police force of the world. We're the moral do-gooders. We're the good guys who need to keep order around the world and make sure that everything runs smoothly. And so they tell themselves these pretty little lies and these stories about how we need to do what we do. We need to do Iraq. We need to do Afghanistan. We need to be bombing 7 different countries and having a drone war. And so in their mind, they think, well, that's a given. It's not like there's even another side to that story. There's an argument against it. No, there is no argument against it. So that is what it is. So then what they do is they say, how can we be as progressive as possible within the confines of that reality? Now you'll notice, that's already not progressive. That's already bad. But once you accept that as a position, like, well, obviously that's never going to change. Well, then they say, okay, let's be progressive within that framework. And within that framework, the furthest left thing you could do is, I don't know, make the military-industrial complex incredibly diverse. And so this way you could turn around and say, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I got black people, I got brown people, I got gay people, I got trans people, all working with Raytheon and Honeywell and Boeing and working in the Pentagon and in the intelligence agencies. And so, listen, man, I'm incredibly progressive. Now, pat me on the back and tell me I'm great for, taking your identity concern seriously. And of course, real lefties out there will be pulling their hair out and saying, are you insane? Are you insane? This is the real left position. The correct thing to do is to say, let's stop being an empire. Let's not do any more illegal and offensive wars against countries that didn't attack us. Let's not kill civilians anymore. Let's not have this gross military-industrial complex where war is incredibly profitable for a small number of people. And so we keep making fighter jets and tanks. A lot of them are sitting in the middle of the desert in Nevada because we made more than we could ever need because there was a no-bid contract that was awarded and there was corruption that led to it. The real left position is, let's pull out of the Middle East, unwind the empire, and take whatever money we're saving and invest it here at home and do a new infrastructure deal. This is the actual left position. But no, to the corporate Democrats, it's let's be imperialistic, maybe slightly less than the Republicans, maybe not as many hardcore ground invasions, but we'll still do the drone war, for example. So you soft power more. But along with the soft power, man, we really diversified the intelligence agencies and the Pentagon. So if you have a criticism, this is coming. If you have a criticism, maybe you're just sexist or racist or, a transphobe. Maybe that's what it is. So maybe you shouldn't make the criticism that you're going to make because you're being problematic. They will use every trick in the book. Because I told you guys, they always cave on symbolism first. Because the symbolism, nothing hinges on the symbolism. So this is why you see like giant multinational corporations with CEOs taking a knee and saying Black Lives Matter. Because they know, hey, if I could take a knee and say Black Lives Matter, it doesn't matter that I'm paying my black employees less than a living wage. Because I already gave you your symbolism, so shut up and move along. And this is one of the main reasons why you guys always see me. I try to be clear. If there's anything you take away from this show, it should be this. It always comes down to the policy. That's all that really matters. And so they'll try to placate you a million ways. But it needs to be about the policy. It needs to be about Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and ending the wars. Anything short of that, and they're bullshitting you. And this is just such a great example of it here. It's just great. They're doing the exact thing that we thought they would do. It's so hollow and empty to just use identity to then override the reactionary and imperialist nature of what actually is going on. And that's what they'll do. And then they'll look at guys like me and call me an evil brocialist or something. White dude bro. Cis white dude bro. And they'll straw man me as like, oh, he doesn't even want diversity in these positions of power. As if that's the argument I'm making, right? The argument I'm making is illegal offensive war is bad, imperialism bad, let's stop that. The argument they're making is that's not debatable, that's off the table, we're all pro-imperialism. We're all pro-illegal wars. So within that context, how do we be as progressive as possible? We'll do identity stuff forever. So this way we could say, it's woke imperialism. And isn't woke imperialism better than imperialism? This is the argument they make. Hey, step in the right direction, right? So shut up and take it. Take your half measure. As if that's a half measure. I have a diverse array of war criminals in my administration. I mean, this is the argument. So there you go, guys. There you go. I expect to see a lot more of this moving forward. And I hope that the left is smart enough to never fall for this nonsense. Because I'll tell you right now, everybody was saying before the election, oh, just get Biden in there and then we'll all hold him accountable. We'll fight him on day one. Now watch. Anytime somebody tries to criticize Biden, they're going to say, why are you helping the Republicans? That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, because I've lived this before. I was there for the entire Obama administration. I lived through it already. That's what happened then. That's what's going to happen now. Anytime you criticize Biden, even if it's from the left, why are you helping the Republicans? So they'll always say that not now. There's always a different time and a better time to try to hold the Democrats accountable. So I hope the left is smart enough to not fall asleep, and I hope the left is smart enough to understand valid criticism and to do the best we can to sort of move everything in a positive direction. But they're a living parody of themselves. They're a caricature of themselves, and this is just such a great example of it.